All right, good morning. Slow start for me. Getting up. Well, let's see what's going on. All right, man, yesterday, historic. Crazy move, man. That is so nuts. Man, look at that. That was the craziest move I've ever. Been trading a very long time. We were up like 10% ES, like 12% in Q, 2,000 points in Q, like 400, 500 points, something like that. ES, that is nuts. 500 points, somewhere around there. Insane. We had CPI come out this morning. I think a little cooler than expected. But we're off, decent amount. Not that surprising really, given what kind of day we had yesterday. Points wise, it's still pretty crazy amount. It's like 170 points from the high. But relative to the move we saw, not that crazy. Yeah, so today I'm gonna try to trade the same way I traded yesterday. Keeping things really tight, being really smart, try to get the timing right. As far as direction goes, I have no idea. I mean, given yesterday's day was massively bullish, but this overnight, little retrace here. I don't know what comes up from here. So I'm gonna just wait and see here. Did have these levels marked as support from yesterday's move. Looks like in the overnight it bounced there initially, right here. Also right here. That would look like that was support and resistance for NQ. Looks like we're bouncing a little bit here. See what it can do. Still nothing to do here. Still sitting at this support. It looks like it could go lower, but it's not convincing to me. I'm looking for something obvious. Lower it is. Didn't see really an entry that intrigued me for that. Still just watching here. Maybe see what happens at the next level. 5300, 5307-ish for ES. 18486 on NQ. Let's see why I have that. Just a low volume area from yesterday's rally. And you can see just a little pullback. I think that was when Trump was talking. All right, if this can turn over again a little bit lower, this might be an entry here, short. Like 53.40-ish. Or the same with NASDAQ, around 640 or so, 650. But right now it's still bouncing. We'll see if this this little pop gets sold into. All right, we're short here, ES. And I'm out there for about 11 points. Not bad, not bad. Take that. Good way to start the day. That was good timing, good patience. And I'm happy to take that. So this was day 6 on those 6 original accounts that I had. Day 6 for a second round of payouts. So I'm probably going to actually be done with those 6 today. And just like count that as, we'll call that a flip. And I just need to flip 2 more days for those accounts, and to request another payout and be somewhere around like $8,000 or $9,000. So just gonna lock that in and be happy with that. So I'm gonna trade 6 less. I'm not gonna trade those anymore today. So I'm just gonna have to reset this trade copier. Okay, definitely looks like it went slower again here. Um, see if I can get a decent entry. All right, and I just so yeah, once again. I think I figured out the issue with my mic. Okay, so just got in there real quick, got out way too early. Look at it, it's going here. So it was like 7 points, what I made right there. I was in at like, I think 616. Wow, that'd have been a nice trade. Nice big trade. That was pretty good timing. I just, yeah, it's too quick on the trigger to cut it. It's all right. We'll go again. My mind definitely wants to see a bounce here, but it's still early and we're still in the downtrend. There's nothing that indicates we actually are bouncing, but I know that my mind is trying to see something. But like, look here. I mean, this could be another decent short entry right here on either one of these, but yeah, not enough for me. All right, pace of the downside seems to be slowing. Once again, my eyes definitely are looking long. This looks like it's kind of rounding out here on the 1 minute. It is only the 1 minute, but it's kind of got to look, or at the very least, it's choppy here. So, but it looks like it could round out. Might want to, but it's still too early. Too early for me to get in here. That's high speculation right there. I would really like it if it did turn around and we started to get a little bullish. I might try to trade this to the long side. All right, definitely still looking like we could get the bounce here. Still early though, still early. I'm gonna wait till I get an obvious entry. All right, it enticed me enough. I'm gonna give it a shot here. All right, it didn't work. It didn't work initially. My entry wasn't that great, so I just went ahead and got out of break even. I'm gonna wait for a better entry. It can really get going. VWAP and yesterday's point of control, right under 5,400 is a good target on ES. InQ, maybe VWAP. All right, and here's the pullback. This is what I was trying to avoid right here. So I'm glad I went ahead and got out of there. We'll see if it gives me an entry though. All right, so as of right now, that idea was not that great, given because, let me look at it now. Right now, we're still, at the moment, we're still in the downtrend. That just looked like just a little pop, but the trend is still intact to the downside. So don't fight the trend. I was lucky to be able to get out of that at break even. We'll see if it can pop above that spike or back around there and consolidate the highs right there around 53.60. Maybe we have an entry, but I want to see when it gets there what it looks like. All right, I like that look, so I'm in here. And I'm out. Nice little 7 points, 7-point move or so. Not too bad, I'll take it. That little pop though does it's kind of what I was looking for to go bullish for a longer trade, maybe. I always see a longer trade, but I never hold it, so. All right, yeah, I'm in again here. All right, I'll break even again on that one. Just managing risk and trying to stay tight here. Entry wasn't that great. It was a little bit impulsive. Might get another chance again here. All right, trying it again. All right, and out there, just took that little spike. Around 4 points or so. Let's see. Yeah, depending on the 4 or 5 points. It does look like it's ready to go, move higher though. I'm just gonna keep taking these little scalps though. All right, another 6, 7 points maybe. All right, so didn't time those too well. Took too much heat for me to feel comfortable, continue to hold it. Still think it goes higher here, but I'm gonna be smarter and wait for a better entry. Still up decent on the day, so I'm just not trying to give that back. Yeah, to make those entries work, I had to give it way too much room, way more room than I should have. But was able to get out, break even, ES, and I don't know, maybe made like 5 points or so on NQ. It's like 10 points NQ. And that's the move I was looking for right there. Should have just waited for the entry. There was a better entry there for sure. Still could go higher. Still thinking VWAP or point of control on ES, which is right around 53.95 to 5400. See if I can get another entry on ES. I probably should not be in both right now given the volatility. So I'm just gonna stick with ES from here on out. I'm up 160 per account right now. So just sitting there accumulating. So we'll just gonna take it slow. I don't really have to rush at this point. Now, obviously, I'm very happy with those exits. So now, was that just a lower high, or is this little pullback a little bit of consolidation before we do actually reverse higher? I don't know. Let's see. All right, so for me, there's probably not gonna be another setup for the next, I would guess 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. So I'm gonna go get some coffee and just step away from the screens for just a minute. Okay, so that's looking, excuse me, that's looking like it's a lower high at this point. That's what it looks like to me. You know, look, this is the look. It's like curling over here. Got some wicks up here. It breaks through this trend line. I don't know, I could see us like doing a little higher or a little lower high, maybe a little move. But if you see it kind of come down below here, I don't know, probably wants to test lower. I don't know if I want to take it or not. I just don't really like shorting. Yeah, that's definitely what it looks like. We'll see. If anyone's in here watching, chat me up. If it's somebody I know, chat me up. If it's somebody I don't know, chat me up. Ask me a question. I'm bored. Yeah, it went slower. Look at this. It went slower. I just want to observe though. I don't know what it is. Sometimes you just like, I might see the setup. I just don't want it. I don't want to take it. I think it's probably as a result of being bullish, just looking for longs. In here, flipping that switch is hard to do. Even if I see the setup, you know, I was just talking about it right here, around like 35-ish. Even if I see the setup, it's sometimes hard for me to make the transition to go the other way immediately. It's a hard skill. All right, I'm gonna give this short a shot. All right, I'm out there for a little scout. Like 4 points or so. Yeah, 4 points. Here it goes. One slower. It one slower. Obviously, it's essentially support already put in here though. So we might get some chop, but I think it does went lower. 5307 is right around the high made on Tuesday, where we had that big, let's see, what day was it? Was that the big reversal down? I think so. I have to go back and look, but that's where we broke out yesterday, really. Let me double check this info given. No. Okay, we broke out way lower yesterday, but that's still a significant area. Yeah, that's where we were higher. We had popped higher and we reversed so much lower. So that's a significant area. Here we are. If I can just hold on to these trades a little longer, maybe. It's easy for me to say now. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say that because I've been cutting all these trades just right. So I'm not gonna be mad at myself for taking little quick hits. It initially didn't look like it wanted to go. So I wasn't gonna stick around for too long. So when it showed me 4 points, I was happy to take that. But here we are, you know, what is that? 15 points lower. So I don't know. I'm not sure what all this means though. I mean, like, that was such a rip. What so many people have tried to point out though is the two other days that were in the top like 3 biggest days for NASDAQ at least. I'm sure it's similar in ES, but in NASDAQ it was 2001 and 2008, and in both cases we went lower is what people want to point out after the 2 biggest days. I don't know if you can directly, I have issue when people try to compare just moves like that just based off of how big it is, because they're all different. They're all different situations. They're all of that's based off of macro stuff. So to me, it's like hard to compare it. Now, if you said you had like 100, there were like 100 instances where it was like made some massive giant move like yesterday, and you know, like some percentage of those went lower, that was significant. Maybe that's some data, but like 3 or 2, really it's just 2 other times, 2001, 2008, it went lower. I don't know. Basically what I'm saying is I think people are full of shit and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And I have no idea what's going to happen. I mean, I definitely wasn't expecting this. I think you could have assumed a pullback. And I guess like relative to how big the move was yesterday, this is you know, it's still just a pullback. We're only down 3%. We're only down 3 or 4%. I mean, which is absurd. Any other day, that's like, you know, it's a massive move. So I don't know where we go from here. Yesterday, I was thinking that was it for sure. Like, you know, like 90-day tariffs shows that Trump and the administration is getting the message from the market that things are not looking good. I mean, we had that huge move. It like reversed so much of the bearishness over the past like week. So hopefully this is just a pullback. It could be. I don't know. It could also, I guess, people, I don't know. It could also take us lower. Man, that would be nuts. That would be nuts. What I see people say, though, too, on the macro point is that, the bond market didn't move the same way that equities moved yesterday. The bond market was the big concern from the day and night before. A lot of selling, huge selling. And people speculated that that's the reason why the 90-day reprieve came out yesterday, which makes sense to me too. But if the bond market didn't move, from what I'm seeing, people say it didn't move nearly enough relative to what equities did yesterday, that still gives you pause for concern. Once again, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't trust anybody else on the internet either. So I don't know no one knows what the hell's going on, honestly. All right, something to note, might be meaningless given, aren't really big moves relative to all of this. But something that I do kind of look at is like kind of the pace. I'm not saying there's a trade here. In fact, I'd still be looking short. But when you see a little bit lower low on price, but higher low on stochastics, to me, it can be the beginning of an indication of bottoming action. It means that it's a divergence. And so momentum just isn't, it might have pushed higher, but momentum is kind of waning to the downside. And if you see that going into an area that or you suspect could be support, they're your clues for a trade. This is how I think about some of these things. You see some evidence of one thing, you've already got an area that you're already suspecting could show support. These are things to look at when you're considering a trade. You've kind of got multiple factors that kind of line up. Having said that, that's like, this isn't, it's minimal divergence, and this is, I don't know, it's not that significant. But we're going into this level, and it does feel like there's, you can just kind of, the other thing is you can kind of tell, or I can tell, I don't know, I've been staring at charts for an insane amount of time, that there's like a pace thing. Like if you're just watching and observing enough, and sometimes it's very helpful to just not be taking risk and just observe. But you can kind of see where like the trades, it like slows down maybe into a level, and if you see it kind of just like, it's like the bears are losing some vigor. Of course, that can always change. That kind of stuff can change, on the dime, but it's something to think about. So yeah, I was saying it was too early for consider that, and these, the divergence is too small. But like now, this price action is kind of looking like that may be the case. We may actually kind of get a slowing here of the selling and a little bit of a turn here. Definitely, it got the divergence look here. Gas6 versus price. Same thing on NQ. It's minor, but it to me it looks like it's kind of an indication that bears might be running out of steam here, especially given the level. This is a key level, not far from a key level on NQ either. Really, the key, the NQ is probably the equivalent is down here, 18,390. That's the equivalent really to the 5307 on ES, where that was the high of April 8th, which was Tuesday. So to confirm that kind of divergence, rounding out of this bottom, I mean, if we put in maybe a little bit of a higher high here on both of these, I mean, they both kind of have the look to me. Yeah, still too early. The trend is still down, but it's an idea, and kind of got to think about this stuff even when you're not putting on a trade. It's important to constantly be thinking about these ideas. Because if you're thinking of these ideas, other people might be thinking of these ideas, and then depending on what the market does, even if the market, does the opposite of what you were just thinking, that's information. That's good information, because you can take it from there. You can draw conclusions from that. If you see something, you can kind of assume probably other people are seeing it too. And maybe they're putting on trades. Maybe if that idea doesn't work out and it goes the opposite, think about what those people are going to be doing then. All right. Lower again. Still see us kissing that 5307 on ES. And turning around. But I don't have a trade for that yet. I don't have a trade idea for it either. So there's nothing really for me to do. It's just kind of speculating, thinking. I was thinking about a trade. I'm up about 180 per account right now, and 200 is kind of my stopping point. 200 on the day if I get there. So I was looking at it. I was looking at shorts around here and right here, and was thinking, oh, just put one on. That's nothing. You can do that. And then I would have. Yeah, look at that. Glad I didn't do that. You gotta have the discipline all the time. I mean, there's plenty of times where I lose it, but yeah, you have to stay diligent. You have to keep those voices at bay. Tell them to shut the fuck up. right, here we are. 5307. See, let me see what the actual high of that day was. I don't think it was quite 07. Might have been a little lower. It was actually like 5305, maybe 5305 and a quarter. So, still right in this area. Yeah. At the moment, now I'd say it just feels grindy lower, but it still feels like we're kind of, the pace is slowing. We're getting these little bounces. This should be some sort of support. Could be. I don't want to say should be. Could be. Still no trade for me, mainly because I missed the good ones. In hindsight, that's not a trade. I mean, maybe, yeah, probably the close of that bar. So what's that, around 20? Once that bar got closed on the 5, that probably would have been a good spot. I mean, you had to have your stop 20 points higher, but that's kind of what I've been doing lately, given the ranges we're seeing and the volatility. You kind of have to have like a 20-point stop on ES, which is nuts. That's like a minimum. But yeah, that could have been a trade. 20 and then target, you know, this area that I was saying that we could tag. So there could have been 13 points of potential, but didn't see it at the moment, didn't take it, or was just scared. That's gonna happen. There's gonna be plenty of trades you're gonna miss. Plenty of trades you fumble. You just gotta manage your risk and focus on making the next trade a good trade. Okay, so that level didn't really get much respect. And the little stochastic divergent point is moot. It wasn't divergence. We're turning lower. So the real lesson is don't fight the trend. Lower high, lower high. And this was the obvious lower high. And yeah, that was another one. But no trades for me, so didn't hurt me. Just sitting here and observing. If I see something that I actually like, and maybe I don't. I don't know. I mean, I'm up 175, 180, 184 per count. I only have like probably one more good trade in me before I just call it. Kind of feel like at this point, yeah, no, for sure the only looks are short still. So I'm thinking about looking for a short scalp. Okay, I don't know what happened with that. I tried to get out. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that would have worked. That was a good entry. But the orders, my brackets freaked me out because I tried to exit and then it put in another bracket and canceled my bracket. And I guess that was my fault, but that would have been a decent. That would have been all I needed for the day, but I'll wait for another one. Okay. Wow, got that way too early, but I'm at 200 on the day per account. What I was going for. Could easily cut that for a lot more. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Feels like a fade all day. Just got the got London close. Not a good look for the rally we just had. I mean, for NASDAQ, this is key. If we just keep fading below this level, 18,390-ish, or really 360-ish, we keep fading below that. That's not a good look. That's bad. All right. Yeah, I'm done. And that was impulse. It worked. Got out too quick though too. I think I'm fatigued mentally. It's been good though. I just had to grind it. It was a grindy day. There's definitely more opportunities. I mean, this 360 level seems obvious. I'm just I don't really care to really take the risk. This is kind of the way I feel right now. Having said that, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna think here. Just think. Let's see what this next level in ES is. Next level. That's around, okay, so 5218-ish is the value area high of Tuesday. I don't know if that's, I don't think that's why I have that marked. Let's see here. I probably just have it marked because it's low volume area from yesterday's rally. Probably a combination of both of those things. Alright, yeah, I think I'm just gonna be done. Probably the right move to make right now. So yeah, 200 per account on 10 accounts, and then I had stopped trading earlier in 6 of these accounts. Once I got up about 50 bucks, I was just happy to be where I was at. I've traded those for, this is the 6th day I've traded those, and be taking a second payout on those, probably around like 8,000 or 9,000. And then, yeah, these are building up. Some of these are going to be on their second payout. Some of them are close to their first. I think these two are. So yeah, just grinding every day, grinding for the payouts. But overall, good day. I'd say I took care of business decently well. Managed my risk. Only took a couple of dumb trades, but they didn't hurt me, and I got rid of them quickly. Let's see. Yeah, I started off short. Yes, NQ, got that one. And then I flipped long for a little bit. Let's see, where is that? Move this. I flipped long in this area, thinking maybe we could bounce. I took a bunch of little scalps in here. And then I took one short somewhere in here, I think. Yeah, for ES. And then been waiting to take these shorts here. Took a couple more here, down here in NQ and ES. NQ, I feel like it feels like we're for sure gonna get down here. I don't know. I mean, this could be key support. It just feels like such a grind lower. Oh, thanks, Andrew. Thanks for the comment, man. Yeah, it feels like grind lower. I don't know what it means for the market overall. It's kind of dicey out here. But all right. Like I said, happy with the day. Gonna go ahead and end the stream. All right, see you guys tomorrow maybe.